Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Nar from the Nar Report. Back today with another episode. This is episode 43 of the Nar Report. And in today's episode, I will talk about all the week 3 games from this NFL season. Week 3 of the NFL season wrapped up last night with Baltimore versus Detroit. And I'm going to recap that and give y'all my week 4 NFL predictions. All right. So, and if you're new to the show, make sure you sub to the YouTube and click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live and when I post stuff on YouTube. All right. And don't forget to follow the social media platforms on at @the_NAR_report on TikTok and Instagram. Starting off with the show. What's up, Ty? How you doing? Thanks for joining the show. We're gonna recap some NFL Week 3 games and give y'all my Week 4 predictions. And for those of y'all that are joining the show, make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button, like the show, share the show. You know what I'm saying? Show your boy some love, man. All right. Let's get into it. Starting off with the week 3 recap. We're going to start off with the Thursday night game. The Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. Bills win 31-21 in Buffalo Thursday Night Football. Let's talk about it. The Buffalo Bills, great game. Offensively was great. The defense was great. Josh Allen had a phenomenal game. James Cook had a great game. The receivers were great. They were consistent on both sides of the ball. And let's go over the stats. Josh Allen for passing, 22 for 28 for completion attempts, threw for 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions, and only 2 sacks. James Cook, 19 attempts, ran for 108 yards and 1 touchdown. All right. Who else scored a touchdown? Kincaid, 6 targets, 5 receptions, and 66 yards. Shakir, 4 targets, 4 receptions for 45 yards and 1 touchdown. Matt Prater, 1 for 2 on his field goal attempts, who knocked down the game winner against the Baltimore Ravens in the season opener. But that's it for the Bills. What a great game by the Buffalo Bills. They played outstanding on both sides of the ball. Now let's go to the Dolphins standpoint. Let's address the elephant in the room right now. Tua turned the ball over. Tua Tagovailoa did not have a great game. All right. He was good in the first half, but in the second half, when it mattered the most, he disappeared. All right. 22 for 34 for completion attempts, threw for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and say this right now. The Dolphins suck. The Miami Dolphins suck, okay? They need to blow up the organization. They need to blow it up, all right? Sell the team. Tyreek Hill. I said this last episode. I'm going to say it again. Request a trade, okay? Because you're not winning with the Miami Dolphins, all right? So just go ahead and request a trade. It's okay. And speaking of this situation, Tyreek Hill is going through what Devontae Adams went through with the Las Vegas Raiders. So that's a kind of similar situation of what they're going through. But, man, the Dolphins suck. Tua is an overrated quarterback, okay? Whether he's healthy or not, Tua Tagovailoa is just not good, all right? And they paid this man all that money just for what? I mean, yeah, you got a franchise quarterback, but dang. Jeez. But Dolphins 0-3 of the season. The Bills are 3-0. Bills win 31-21. All right. And then we go to the Sunday's games. We're going to start off in Carolina with my Atlanta Falcons taking on the Carolina Panthers. Panthers win 30-0. Yes, I said it. 30-0. And as a Falcons fan, it hurts for me to say that because what was that? Okay, I was just trying to process what did I watch on Sunday. It's like we didn't even come to Charlotte to play football. We came here for vacation. But whatever I saw better not happen again for the rest of my whole life as a Falcons fan. Okay, let's start off. Michael Penix, he did not have a great game. The offense wasn't great. The defense was horrible. Play calling wasn't there. Coaching, everything went wrong for the Atlanta Falcons in week 3 against the Carolina Panthers. And the Panthers just played like the better team. And they really not much to say about it. The Falcons played horrible. The Panthers played great. Bryce Young outplayed Michael Penix, even though he didn't really have a great game. But the Panthers just played like the better team. But Atlanta Falcons, we got to get it together, all right? Next week is a must-win game against the Washington Commanders, all right? But that's all I got to say. Panthers win. You know the score. I ain't going to say it. Panthers win, all right? Next up, we go to New England with the Steelers defeating the Patriots 21-14 in New England. Let's talk about it. Aaron Rodgers, phenomenal game. Aaron Rodgers is going off in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform. And the Steelers could make some noise this year. I feel like this team could win the division with the way the Bengals are looking right now. Baltimore is a little, they're a little shaky. But as of right now, if I was to choose who's going to win the AFC North, it's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Because they're playing phenomenal football on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And this was a pretty low-scoring game. Pretty good game overall, but the Steelers just came out here with the win. Aaron Rodgers, 16 for 23 for completion, threw for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and threw for 139 yards. All right. And the defense was amazing. Drake May had a pretty good game. 28 for 37 for completion, threw for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. All right. Ramondre Stevenson, 4 attempts for 18 yards. Hey, the Steelers slowed down that running game because the first 2 weeks, they couldn't stop the run. So I'm glad they figured out that run defense for the Pittsburgh Steelers because that is huge. All right. Patriots played a good game overall. Steelers played a good game overall. A lot of back and forth going on. But the Patriots turned the ball over at the end, and that won the Steelers the game. And that's it. Steelers win 21-14. Next up, we go to Tennessee in the AFC South divisional matchup with the Indianapolis Colts and the Tennessee Titans. Colts win 41-20 in Tennessee. Man, are the Indianapolis Colts for real? They are 3-0 of the season. Are they potentially the best team in the AFC? Are they going to win the AFC South? The Indianapolis Colts surprised a lot of people. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was Daniel Jones or if it's the coaching staff, but man, the Colts got a pretty good team. Daniel Jones, ever since he played for this Indianapolis Colts team, they have been balling. They have been consistent. Daniel Jones had a phenomenal game. 18 for 25 for completion, threw for 228 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 0 sacks. Have the Colts punt the ball yet? Because if the Colts punt the ball all season, let me know in the comments because I feel like the Colts never punt the ball. Either they get into field goal range or they score a touchdown. Okay? These boys never go 3 and out. But man, Indiana Jones, he might be the truth. All right. Jonathan Taylor also had a great game. 17 attempts, ran for 102 yards and 3 touchdowns. Michael Pittman, 6 targets, 6 receptions for 73 yards and 1 touchdown. Colts defense, the Colts got a sneaky good defense. Their defense is underrated. And I figure out about Daniel Jones too. He wasn't the problem on the Giants. It was the Giants organization because they're a sorry organization over there in New York. But here's the thing though, with Daniel Jones on the Colts versus the Giants is when he's on the Colts now, they got a pretty good offensive line. The coaching is good, and they got a good defense. It's the team that he has around him. He got a good receiver in Michael Pittman Jr. He has a top 10 running back in the league in Jonathan Taylor. And the Colts got a good team, all right? Right now, they are the favorites to win the AFC South. They are 3-0 the year. Jaguars are coming from them right now. And speaking of the AFC South, let me give y'all a quick standings update real quick. The Colts are 3-0. The Jaguars are 2-1. And the Texans and the Titans are 0-3. All right? That is the worst division of football as of right now. No disrespect, but I will take the Jacksonville Jaguars to win the AFC South right now because these two teams will play each other in December, which could determine the division. All right. So if y'all were to ask me who do I think will win the AFC South, it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that's it. Colts win 41-20. Next up, we go to Cleveland with an upset alert. The Cleveland Browns upsetted the Green Bay Packers 13-10 off of a game-winning field goal. What a game this was. This was a defensive game throughout the whole 4 quarters. Green Bay tied at 10. All right, they go down the field to kick a game-leading field goal. It was blocked. Cleveland gets the ball at midfield, and they set up a game-winning field goal. What an upset this was. Jordan Love played great. Don't get me wrong now. 18 for 25 for completion, threw for 183 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Josh Jacobs did not have a great game. Where was Josh Jacobs? 16 attempts, ran for 30 yards? I mean, this was just a defensive game. Both teams played extremely well. And as of right now, the Browns and the Packers have a top 5 defense in the NFL. So I love what I see for both teams on both sides of the ball. But the Packers are now 2-1, and the Browns get their first win of the NFL season. And that's it. Browns win 13-10. Next up, we go to Philadelphia with another crazy ending. The Eagles win 33-26 in Philadelphia. Let's talk about it right now. Starting off with, how did the Rams lose that game? They were up 26-7. I thought the Rams were going to run them out the building. But nah. Jalen Hurts said, hold my beer. Went in and took over. Like, you're talking about almost 16 unanswered points. Not 16, but 16. Was it 16 or but 19 unanswered points? Yes, they had 19 unanswered points. Matter of fact, they had 20 unanswered points by the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Rams had 26 throughout the whole game, and they could even score 1 time. But it was a great game by the Los Angeles Rams. Stafford played pretty well, 19 for 33 for completion, for 96 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Hear me out. The Rams are still a top 5 team in the NFC, though. Kyren Williams, 20 attempts, ran for 94 yards and 0 touchdowns. Puka Nacua, he had a great game. 15 targets, 11 receptions for 112 yards. Devontae Adams was looking good in the Los Angeles Rams uniform. 8 targets, 3 receptions, 56 yards and 1 touchdown. But Rams, how did you lose that game? All right. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts, what a game. 21 for 32 for completion, threw for 226 yards, 3 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Saquon Barkley, he had a solid day. 18 attempts, ran for 46 yards and 0 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts also had a rushing touchdown as well, too. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert all scored a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 6 receptions, 109 yards and 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith, 8 receptions for 60 yards. And Dallas Goedert, 1 reception for 33 yards. Eagles defense played amazingly well too, but at the end, Rams set up to get a game-winning field goal. It was blocked. All right, it was blocked, and Jordan Davis returns it back to the house for 6 points. Man, what a game! What a finish this was. Hopefully, these two teams face each other in January. All right, and that's it. Eagles win 33-26. Next up, we go to Washington. The Commanders beat the Raiders 41-24 in Washington without Jaden Daniels. Let's talk about it. Marcus Mariota, former Atlanta Falcon, he played well. 15 for 21 for completion, threw for 207 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, and 1 sack. Deebo Samuel, did he play? Yes, he did. He had a great game. 3 targets, 2 receptions for 11 yards. McCaffrey had a touchdown, 3 receptions for 56 yards and 1 touchdown. Washington played great. The Raiders, I don't know. Marcus Mariota lit that defense up. They went crazy. Hey, Marcus said, no Jaden Daniels, no problem. And the Raiders did not have a great day. So that's all I got to say for this game. Commanders win 41-24. Next up, we go to Jacksonville in another AFC South matchup. The Jaguars win 17-10 against the Texans. Let's talk about it. CJ Stroud, I don't know what happened to this man, but he did not have a great game. 25 for 38 for completion, threw for 204 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. But man, let's talk about it. That offensive line for the Houston Texans is horrible. Okay? It's horrible. I think that's what the problem is. Yes, I understand he doesn't have his receivers right now, but still, that offense is horrible. All right. But the defense is good, though. Don't get me wrong. The Houston Texans have a pretty good defense, and that's what's keeping them in a lot of games. But the offense is not there this season. It's not clicking. But overall, though, the Texans should be 1-2 instead of 0-3. They're at home next week against the Tennessee Titans. Let's see if they can pull off a win there. All right. But for the Jaguars, Trevor Lawrence, solid day, 20 for 40 for completion, threw for 222 yards, 0 touchdowns and 1 interception and 2 sacks. Travis Etienne had a great game, ran for 56 yards and 1 touchdown. All right. Travis Hunter, 2 targets, 1 reception for 21 yards. Hey, Travis Hunter's doing his thing at Jacksonville on both sides of the ball. That was a good pickup and a smart move by the Jacksonville Jaguars to trade up in the draft to select Travis Hunter. All right. But overall, this was a low-scoring game, and Jaguars got the win 17-10. Next up, we go to Minnesota with an absolute beatdown. The Minnesota Vikings beat down the Cincinnati Bengals 48-10. I'll be real with y'all. I did not see this coming. Okay? And the Bengals. I picked this team to win the AFC North. All right? But the way they're looking right now, the defense is not there yet. They don't really have a good offensive line. So Bengals, man. I think it's about to be another failed season for the Bengals. They don't start off 0-3. They started off 2-0. And then, man, should the Bengals tank or should they stick with Jake Browning, and try to make a playoff run? All right. So let's talk about it. Jake Browning did not have a great game. 19 for 27 for completion, threw for 140 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. All the Bengals did all game was turn the ball over. Interception after interception, fumble after fumble. That was Bengals all game. The Vikings played extremely well. Carson Wentz, great game. I'm be real with you. I did not expect Carson Wentz to come out here and perform like he did. He played amazingly out there. Maybe it's just the team that he was on, because not gonna lie, when he played Eagles, he was good, but it was like ever since he left, hasn't been the same. At first, I didn't think Carson Wentz was a good quarterback, but maybe since he came under Kevin O'Connell, who is a very good head coach and knows how to develop his players, he is that guy. Okay. Carson Wentz 14 for 20 for completion, threw for 173 yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson, great game. 5 receptions for 75 yards and 0 touchdowns. TJ Hawkinson had a touchdown, 5 receptions for 49 yards. Vikings defense lit them up. This game was all about the Minnesota Vikings defense. And man, I think the Vikings got a top 5 defense in the league because them boys in Minnesota came ready to play. All right. And that's it. Vikings win 48-10. Next up, we go to Tampa Bay, our last 1 o'clock game of week 3. What a game. Tampa Bay wins by a game-winning field goal, 29-27. It's just something about Baker Mayfield. When he has the ball under 2 minutes to play, this man becomes a dang demon. All right? The Buccaneers, 3 back-to-back come from behind wins. He did it against Atlanta. He did it against Houston, and now he did it against the Jets. And now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 3-0 of the season. Baker Mayfield, got to get this man his flowers. He is a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League. 19 for 29 for completion, threw for 233 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. All right. But one player I like to talk about, this guy, Emeka Egbuka. That dude is a dog. Emeka Egbuka, that's rookie of the year. Okay, just go ahead and give Emeka Egbuka rookie of the year because, man, he is the best receiver in that draft class. All right. 8 targets, 6 receptions for 85 yards. Mike Evans had a touchdown, 4 receptions for 33 yards. He also exited the game with a hamstring injury. Man, Mike Evans, you're still a good wide receiver, but man, you got to get those hamstring injuries down pat. All right. And the Bucs defense, I'm not sold on their defense, but I am sold on their offense. And for the Jets, I ain't going to hold you. Tyrod Taylor played a great game. 26 for 36 for completion, threw for 197 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Hey, the Jets played great. They were down 20-6, 26-6, and they came back and scored 21 unanswered points with a blocked field goal. The Bucs could have put it away. They were up 26-20, and the Jets blocked the field goal, ran it for a touchdown. And Baker Mayfield did what he does best. Gets the team in field goal range, and McGoffin kicks the game-winning field goal. Ty says, I've been saying he'll get Rookie of the Year too. Absolutely. This man is a dog. Week 1 against Atlanta, he dominated us. All right. 2 touchdowns and 1 for the game winner too. I'm gonna lie though, y'all got to watch. When y'all play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, y'all got to watch a lot of film on Emeka Egbuka. Because, man, who can guard this man right now? But that said, though, the Bucs remain undefeated. They're out 3-0. They win 29-27. Next up, we go to Seattle with the Seattle Seahawks blowing out the New Orleans Saints 44-13. Now, I'm not going to say this much, but the Saints are trash. Okay? Coming from an Atlanta Falcons fan, New Orleans Saints, y'all suck. Okay? Y'all are just horrible. Y'all don't have a franchise quarterback. All right? Our best offensive player is Alvin Kamara. All right. I picked y'all to win 3 games. Y'all might win 2 or 1. But, man, the Saints are awful. The Seahawks, it was like the game was over in the first 5 minutes. 21 unanswered points in the first quarter or the second of the game. It was like into the game, the Seahawks scored 21 unanswered points. That's what they did to the Saints. Dominated them. All right. But let's go over the stats for the Seahawks. Sam Darnold, great game. 14 for 18 for completion. Threw for 218 yards, 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Kenneth Walker ran for 38 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Saints, Spencer Rattler, he is not good. Okay. Just go ahead and put this out here right now. Spencer Rattler is not a good quarterback. Okay. 28 for 39 for completion, threw for 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, and 2 sacks. And that's it. I didn't really have much to say. The Saints suck, and the Seahawks put belt. They put BTA, and if you know what that means, you know what it means. Seahawks put BTA on the Saints, 44-13. Next up, we go to LA with an AFC West showdown. The Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers win 23-20. Chargers went off of a game-winning field goal. What a game this was, all right? 2 teams in the AFC West. You got the 2-0 Chargers and the 1-1 Denver Broncos. Man, this was a great game overall. Bo Nix played pretty well. Justin Herbert played well. It was pretty much a defensive game, and when I seen this matchup, I said, this is going to be a close game. I said, whoever wins this game is going to win by a game-winning field goal, and that's what happened. Let's talk about this quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin freaking Herbert, 28 for 47 completion, threw for 300 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Justin Herbert playing like the best quarterback right now, and potentially the best quarterback in the AFC. The Los Angeles Chargers are playing great football right now. Quentin Johnson, he's playing great. This man done turned into a top 10 receiver. 6 receptions for 89 yards and 0 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, 1 touchdown, 7 receptions for 65 yards. Ladd McConkey, 4 receptions for 41 yards and 0 touchdowns. Is Justin Herbert the best quarterback in the National Football League? If so, let me know in the comments. Because, man, he is playing lights out. And the Broncos, here's the thing about Denver. They don't have a really good offense, But the defense is very good, though. When I look at the Denver Broncos throughout the rest of the season, their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games, but they just need to work on the offense. Bo Nix did not had a pretty bad game, 14 for 25 for completion, threw for 153 yards and 1 touchdown. But, man, as of right now, the Los Angeles Chargers are in good shape of winning the AFC West. They are now 3-0 in the division and 3-0 in the NFL. Shout out to the Los Angeles Chargers. And looking at this Chargers schedule, their next 4 games, they could be undefeated. All right. They got the Giants on the road. They got the Commanders at home, the Dolphins, the Colts. That could be a tough one. All right. Hopefully that the Chargers and the Colts, when they face each other, both teams are still undefeated at that time. But looking at these next 3 games, the Chargers could be 6-0. And if they are 6-0, just give them the division. Okay. If the Chargers beat the Giants, the Commanders, and they should beat the Dolphins, all right, if they win those next 3 games, give them the division, okay? Because after that, they got the Vikings, they got the Colts week 7, then they got the Vikings, Titans, Steelers, Jags, Raiders, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, and Broncos. The Los Angeles Chargers could definitely win that division this year, all right? These boys aren't messing around, and that defense is elite. But that's it, though, for the Broncos and Chargers game. Chargers win 23-20. And then we go to Chicago with the Chicago Bears blowing out the Dallas Cowboys 31-14. CeeDee Lamb goes out the game, but, man, who expected the Dallas Cowboys to get blown up by the Chicago Bears? They were 0-2 heading into this game, and the Cowboys were 1-1. I was expecting a close game, but I wasn't expecting a blowout. But, man, Caleb Williams played great. Threw for almost 300 yards, 19 for 28 for completion, threw for 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Dak Prescott, solid game. Dak Prescott got outplayed by Caleb Williams. 31 for completion, threw for 251 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. CeeDee Lamb, before he got hurt, where's his stats at? But CeeDee Lamb played pretty well, but that injury sucks, man. And let me say this right now. The Dallas Cowboys are not making the playoffs, okay? And they got the worst defense in the National Football League. All right. That's all I got to say, man. The Bears play extremely well on both sides of the ball. Dallas got the worst defense in the league. Bears win 31-14. Next up, we go to San Fran with the 49ers beating the Cardinals 16-15 off of a game-winning field goal by Eddie Pinheiro. What a game this was. Back and forth going along. 2 NFC West teams. And let me say this right now. The NFC West is the best division in football. Everything. Every team in that division is either 500 or better. All right. Every team in the NFC West is either 500 or better. Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals 2-1, 49ers 3-0. Mr. 401, welcome to the show. We just recapping these week 3 games, talking about your Seahawks, and shout out to your Seahawks for getting the win, man. 44-13 against the Saints. And as of right now, y'all are the best division in football. The Seahawks, man, really have a shot to win that division because, man, y'all are competitive over there. But let's talk about the stats. Mac Jones continued to cook again. 27 for 41 for completion, threw for 284 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Christian McCaffrey ran for 52 yards and 0 touchdowns. McCaffrey had a great game, all right? This was more of a defensive game, but these are 2 teams from the NFC West. I knew it was going to be this type of game. And, man, the Cardinals really could have won this game, but San Fran was just a better team. Kyler Murray had a solid game, 22 for 35 for completion, threw for 159 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. All right. Marvin Harrison Jr., 3 receptions for 44 yards and 0 touchdowns. All right. Trey McBride, 5 receptions for 43 yards and 1 touchdown. And this was a great game overall. Back and forth going along, and I just love what I see for both teams. Nard is the man. He is the man. We go to Sunday Night Football now with the Chiefs beating the Giants 22-9. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs on getting their first win of the season. Let's be realistic. We all know that the Chiefs were going to win this game, because why would the Chiefs start off 0-3? But let's talk about it. What a game for Patrick Mahomes. 22 for 37 for completion, threw for 224 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Travis Kelce had a great game. 7 targets, 4 receptions for 26 yards. All right. And the Chiefs' offense is still good, too. Don't get me wrong, though. And they got a good defense. They were just off to a slow start, but just a reminder, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Mr. 401 said, it's time for Dart. Yep. Speaking of that, Jackson Dart has officially being named the starting quarterback for the New York Giants. He will be playing week 4 against the LA Chargers. I think this was the perfect move, okay? This was the perfect move by the New York Giants to start Jackson Dart. I think with Jackson Dart, he is a good quarterback. This man has a talented arm. I think he's going to make this Giants offense great. But the problem with the offense is that offensive line. All right. Russell Wilson did not have a great game. 18 for 32 for completion, threw for 160 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 2 sacks. It was like Russell Wilson was just throwing the ball out there, just throwing the ball out of nowhere. But otherwise, though, the Giants made a perfect decision on starting Jackson Dart. All right, we get to see what this man does, and hopefully he keeps his job. But if Jackson Dart comes in here and wins games, hey, the Giants got themselves a franchise quarterback. And this will be the first time they had a franchise quarterback since Eli Manning. But that's it, though. Chiefs win 22-9. Congrats on getting their first win of the season. And then we go to last night in Baltimore with the Lions and the Ravens. Lions win 38-30 in a shootout. Man, what a game this was. And let me go ahead and say this right now. The Detroit Lions have the best running back duo in the National Football League. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs went the flick off. Them boys went off. David Montgomery, 12 attempts, ran for 151 yards. 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs ran for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff played amazing. 20 for 28 for completion, threw for 202 yards, 1 touchdown, and 0 interceptions. Amon-Ra St. Brown, great game. 7 receptions for 77 yards and 1 touchdown. All right. Defensively for Detroit, played extremely well. Offensively was great. But, man, the Lions ran all over the Ravens. Man, let's go to the Ravens standpoint. Lamar Jackson, you played a great game. 21 for 27 for completion, threw for 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Derrick Henry, hold on to the football, okay? The first 3 games of the season, every game you played, you averaged at least 1 fumble, okay? And it was like once King Henry fumbled that football, it was like the Lions won the game. But let's talk about it. 12 attempts, ran for 50 yards and 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry hasn't been that dude this season. He usually averages at least 100 yards or more in the season. But, man, I don't know what's going on with King Henry right now. He needs to be practicing on holding the football. That's all you should be doing for 24 hours. Holding the football. Okay? Mark Andrews, great game. 6 receptions, ran for 6 receptions, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rashad Bateman had a touchdown, 5 receptions for 63 yards. The Ravens beat themselves. Okay, the Baltimore Ravens beat themselves. Everybody came ready to play. Not everybody, but Lamar Jackson had to carry the team. He played his heart out. But the defense for the Ravens, what was that? You let up 38 points, and the defense lost to the Lions run game. Okay. The passing game didn't even have to do that. Jared Goff did not have to do that much because he had Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. All right. Yes, Mont and Gibbs, best running back duo in the league. But I'm going to just say this right now. The Ravens defense is not that good. Okay. But I'm going to say this. They do got a better defense than the Cowboys and Bengals. But Ravens defense is just not that good. And John Harbaugh might be on a hot seat. And that's it, though. This was a great game last night. Lions win 38-30. Now that's it for my NFL Week 3 recap. Now we go to my Week 4 NFL predictions. Week 4 of the NFL season kicks off Thursday night. Let's talk about it. In the NFC West showdown, we got the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. Like I mentioned earlier, this is the best division in football right now. Both teams 2-1. All right, in Arizona, battle of the birds. This game can really go either way. Okay, the Seahawks are favored. The Cardinals, they looking to bounce back against some rough loss to the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. And Mr. 4-1, if you're still in the live, sorry, my God, but I got to take the Cardinals at home to beat the Seahawks in a close game. All right, in a very close game. Next up, we go to the Sunday games. The Minnesota Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers are playing in a doubling game, early 9:30 game. I think this is going to be a great game. This is going to be a defensive game overall because both of these teams have a great defense. Vikings have a good defense, and the Steelers have a good defense. So I looked at this as a defensive game. All right. I feel like this is going to be similar to the Packers and Browns game last week, but a little better. I will say this right now. I feel like whoever wins is going to be by a field goal, and I got the Minnesota Vikings winning 20-17. That's my score prediction. All right. I don't usually do those, but that's what I think. Then we go to the 1 o'clock games. We got my Atlanta Falcons taking on the Washington Commanders. Now, Washington, they had our number for the last few years, but this is a must-win game. Okay, we got to bounce back, and I'm confident that we will bounce back. Zach Robinson will be moving on to the field to call plays. Hopefully this works. Washington, Marcus Mariota will be making his return to Atlanta, so he'll be playing against his former team. This will be 2 consecutive weeks Marcus Mariota had played against his former team. He played for the Raiders, and he played for the Atlanta Falcons. Played against the Raiders last week at home, and he will be traveling to Atlanta to take on his former team and the Atlanta Falcons. But otherwise, though, if you know, you know, man. I'm taking my Atlanta Falcons to beat the Washington Commanders. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns and the Detroit Lions. Do not sleep on the Browns now. This could be another defensive game, too. All right. I think the Browns could potentially give the Lions a run for their money. All right. But otherwise, though, give me the Lions over the Browns. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. Give me the Patriots, 1-2 teams going at it with each other. I won't be surprised if Carolina wins. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 NFC powerhouse teams. Both teams are 3-0. Who's going to be 4-0? Who's going to be 3-1? This is going to be an exciting game to watch. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And yes, the Bucs had the Eagles number over the last few years, but when this Eagles team is healthy, they're the best team in the NFC. So I'm going with the better team. Give me the Philadelphia Eagles over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints and the Buffalo Bills. No explanation. The Bills are winning. And they should put 50 on them. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Texans. This right here, I feel like nobody's not really going to watch this game because both of these teams are 0-3. They're in the worst division of football. This game will be playing in Houston, though. Both teams are looking for their first win of the season. And give me the Houston Texans to win at home against the Titans. I think it's going to be a close game. Next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers and the New York Giants. For those of y'all that don't know, Jackson Dart will be the starting quarterback for the New York Giants this upcoming Sunday against the Los Angeles Chargers. Jackson Dart, you got a chance to prove to Giants what you can do. And Giants fans, you got the news. They happy. All right. But I'm going to still go with the Los Angeles Chargers to beat the New York Giants. All right. And then we go to the 4 o'clock games. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Upset alert, give me the Jaguars over the 49ers. Next up, we got the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Los Angeles Rams. This is going to be a good game. Okay, 3-0 versus 2-1 in Los Angeles. I'm telling you right now, if the Colts beat the Rams, these boys might be for real. All right, and hear me out. The Colts got to prove to me that they are legit because in the first 3 weeks, they ain't really played no competition. They beat the Dolphins, who suck. They barely, I'm not going to say they barely beat the Broncos, but the Broncos beat themselves. All right, and the Broncos should have won that game. So I'm going to give them that win there, and then they beat the Titans. So now they got some competition. All right, if they can beat the Los Angeles Rams, the Colts could be legit. All right, in the AFC and in the AFC South. But I'm going to take the Los Angeles Rams to bounce back at home against the Colts. And then the game of the week, we got the Baltimore Ravens on the Kansas City Chiefs. 1-2 teams going neck to neck with each other. Who's going to be 1-3? Who's going to be 2-2? It's going to be a close game. All right. It's going to go down to the wire. All right. Mahomes versus Lamar. It's always good to see those two play. It always comes down to the last final second. Last year they played each other. Week 1, it came down to Isaiah's likely toe. All right. But I am going with the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the Baltimore Ravens. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears and the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders over the Bears. All right. And then we will be waiting all day for Sunday night for the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys. Man, I know everybody is hyped for this game. Micah Parsons making his return to Dallas, Texas, where it all started. And Jerry Jones said he is not getting a tribute video. So Micah might have something to prove. All right. I'm telling you, he's going to average at least 5 sacks. All right. So give me the Packers over the Cowboys. And then Monday Night Football, we got a doubleheader. Starting off with the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. This is going to be a sorry game. Okay. Yes, I understand these are 2 AFC East teams, division rivals, the Dolphins and the Jets. Dolphins, you should win this game because you are better than the Jets. And if y'all lose, Mike McDaniels is out. Okay, I'm just going to say this right now. If the Miami Dolphins lose to the New York Jets, Mike McDaniels is gone. Okay? He's gone. All right, so give me the Dolphins over the Jets. And then the Bengals versus Broncos. This should be pretty good, lad. This should be pretty good. Last year, they played in Cincinnati, came down to the wire, went into overtime. The Bengals won. This time, they will be playing in Denver. I'm gonna lie, I think the Bengals are going to put up a fight. I don't think they're going to get blown out by like 40-18. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. So give me the Broncos over the Bengals. All right. And let me go on my week 4 predictions again. Seahawks Cardinals. I got the Cardinals. Vikings Steelers. I got the Vikings. Commanders Falcons. I got the Falcons. Saints Bills. I got the Bills. Browns Lions. I got the Lions. Texans Titans. Texans. Panthers Patriots. Patriots. Chargers Giants. Chargers. Eagles Bucks. Eagles. Colts Rams. Rams. Jags 49ers. Jags. Ravens Chiefs. Chiefs. Raiders. Packers Cowboys. Packers. Dolphins Jets. Dolphins. Bengals Broncos. And I will post my week 4 NFL predictions too on YouTube. So make sure y'all go check that out. And that's it. Thank you for everybody that joined the show. This concludes today's episode of the NAR Report. All right. Like I said, if you're new to the YouTube, make sure you sub to the YouTube and click that bell to make sure y'all get all the notifications on when I go live and when I post up. And don't forget to follow me on the social media platforms on Instagram and TikTok at D_NAR_report. And that concludes today's show. Have a good rest of your day. Nard out.